Would my 8-year-old self be proud of the person I am today? Yes. Hi, I'm Nick, former medical doctor turned soul doctor. And I remember hearing this question or this thought posed by, I think it was Eileen Gu, skier at the Olympics after winning some medals. And she's like, yeah, I'm fucking cool. And I was just contemplating that this morning as I'm listening to, I think it's Nicole Brennan on Know Thyself and just healing childhood wounds. And I'm going to go with this from multiple perspectives using my own personal examples. And some people may judge me for, and that's okay. And what I invite you to do is take a look at yourself. Who were you when you were 8? Who are you now? What are the parts that they'd be proud of? What are the parts that are still a little confusing? And it can be so simple, right? When I was 8, I had skipped grade 2. I was probably, I think, in grade 4. And I was just starting to find myself again after having gotten really lost. Because when I skipped a grade, I was really lost. I felt lonely. I felt confused. I remember sitting and not knowing how to write cursive, and everyone else in the room did. I was 2 weeks late because we just gotten back from Hong Kong visiting family. And I did not want to be there. And I remember in grade 3, I got a test where I think I got 70%. And I was so afraid of showing it to my parents that I hid it behind the couch because approval, grades, perfection mattered so much, it felt like. And this is not an indictment on my parents. I have been saying recently, I'm really grateful for my life, and I could either spend my whole life blaming my parents or thanking them. And now I'm thanking them. I'm like, thank you for everything you did do, did not do, all the ways I praised you, blamed you for, so that my life could be the way it is now. And at their 50th wedding anniversary last year, that was the big theme that I had. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This life, this childhood has been a gift. So whatever examples I use, it's not because I'm like, oh, I want to hold them over their head. Rather, that's just my memory and experience of things right now. And so my life was full of, it would just started with science projects, so gymnastics, piano. It was going from morning till night. I had my cousins just come to live with us, so I felt a little lost because there was not just myself, my brother, my parents in the house anymore. It was my 2 older cousins who were in junior high. And so, again, another world I didn't understand. My grandparents came as well, I think. So I was now one of 8 instead of one of 4. And definitely felt lost, lonely. Definitely didn't feel I had my own space or time. And I remember loving things like, cartoons and things like that in the morning. Video games, but not having chances to do any of those things. So the silly things that happened. So this morning I woke up early and I wanted to watch a movie. I wanted to watch One Battle After Another because it won the Oscars. And I decided I watched it this morning. So what do you think? I'm cool? Yeah, I got to watch a movie first thing in the morning. And that movie was a little bit screwed up, I think. Some of the hidden messages in there. So not my favorite movie, but really glad to have watched a movie. And then it's funny because I was thinking yesterday, I was on a call and I felt like eating candy. And I had a whole bag of Smart Sweet gummy candies I'd gotten from doing a breathwork session at Brew Creek with my dear friend Judy Brooks and Sweet Features. And I got to eat that. And I'm like, yeah, I get to eat a whole bag of candy whenever I want to. And those are 2 little examples of like, oh yeah, he'd be really proud. And now I'm sitting on my rooftop balcony with a fire and the sun, and he'd be like, yeah, you got this cool condo, like that's how you live? And I'm a father and a husband, and he'd be like, oh, you're a father, you're a husband, you got married, someone actually, was crazy enough to marry you? And then I get to live my life free and travel, and we just spent 3 months in Hawaii. It's like, whoa, what, Hawaii, traveling? And I am doing work that feels meaningful, that feels creative. I'm listening to stuff. I'm curious about stuff. I'm playing. We were on the soccer field yesterday playing with a soccer ball. All right, I'm still playing. Okay, that's good. I'm feeling healthy and vibrant enough. I'm not feeling overweight. I have no major injuries. We have the freedom to eat what we want. I'm driving what I think I'd consider a pretty cool car. I'm driving my first Lexus, and in my world, that was a luxury car, leather. Oh my God, I'm driving a car with leather. A sunroof, awesome, a sunroof. And yeah, having these abilities, having friends, having really cool friends from all over the world, knowing lots of different people. Again, still exploring and having let go of having to be perfect all the time. I notice that's there, that is still there, but letting it go. And he would be like, what? And then today in my little meditation this morning, I had a nightmare again. I was like in third year medical school, and I knew I didn't want to finish, but I didn't know how to tell my folks. I didn't know how to tell anyone. And so I still have those moments of fear of stuckness. So he'd probably be like, oh, you're still feeling the stuckness, because he felt stuckness then too. And so there's still things that I'm working on, but I'm able to be here working on it. And so I'm just taking a look at all these little examples and then reminding myself every now and then, because when I ate the bag of candy or when I watched a TV show, I was like, oh, I'm not being responsible, being irresponsible. And I think I'm reminding myself now, how do I let myself be more irresponsible responsibly? And that's what I would have wanted at 8. I'm like, why am I living this life just to live responsibly? I don't want to just become an adult. I want to keep playing. And I had a message with my dear family in Hong Kong, and recognized that at first it's like, oh no, I definitely want you guys to visit. And I realized, take a pause. I have the time, I think you'd be really happy. I have the time to take pause and be like, what do I really want to create? And I think at that time in my life, I never felt like I could take a pause. It was one thing after another, after another, after another. There's no stopping. There's just going. There's just a destination. You've got to go to school. You've got to do piano. You've got to do gymnastics to get better. Why? To perform, to compete, to get to the next school, to get to the next thing, to become the next thing, to grow up, to become an adult, to become a father. And now I'm like, I have all the things. So now, what if there isn't a next thing that we're aiming to do, that we have to do to grow up? So now, where do we want to choose to be? How do I want to choose to live? What sunrises? And he'd probably be like, wait, you're waking up for sunrise? He was always sleeping in. I was always wanting to sleep in, unless I could get up early to play or to watch TV or do something where the parents didn't say, you're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be doing this. And so what messages would I give? I think this is a great exercise to repeat every now and then. How is my life being lived in a way that my own 8-year-old, 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 15-year-old, 20-year-old would be proud of? How is it not? Where would I want to shift it? What's making sense? What isn't making sense? And that's a big part of life right now too, is does my life make sense? Does the things in life make sense? Things like the TSA, my 8-year-old self's like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are we doing all this stuff? Does all the different random paperwork, insurance, everything else that we feel is this is normal life make sense? No. He'd be like, why are we not just living? Why are we not just creating real relationships? Why are we hiding behind contracts? Why are we hiding behind paperwork? Why are we hiding behind terms and conditions? That's one of the most ridiculous things. You must accept our latest terms and conditions, or accept our cookies. Like, those things are silly. And now, today, I'm reminding myself, as it's Nowruz, as it's going to be a celebration, as it's New Year, as it's spring equinox, let's have a little fun. Let's live a little. Let's explore the dimensions. Let's explore the dreams. Let's explore how to have better skin. And I'm going to take a look at some pictures from childhood today as well. So I look forward to you exploring yourself as you listen to these crazy stories. Ciao for now.